Good morning. We have a very special episode of Colleagues Digitally Communicating with Coffee this morning. Today we're joined by science teacher, Mr. Robert Mattingly, and we are having a sit-down conversation. It's not been pre-recorded. We are just discussing the different things that we see in the new reality of digitally teaching during COVID-19. This interview was one of the requested interviews that we had by students in our very first episode of Colleagues Digitally Communicating with Coffee. So if you like this, show, if you like the channel, please hit like and please subscribe to the CCPS Communications channel on YouTube. If you have any other suggestions for who to interview next, please comment below, and we will try to fulfill your requests in the upcoming weeks. So hit the like button, which might be here or might be here. I don't know where it's at. Hit the like button and subscribe, and please send some more requests or who you'd like to see interviewed next. Anyway, have a wonderful day and enjoy the show. Thanks. Okay, I think it's recorded. It shows the light up at the top.
Alrighty. And yeah, I see recording on my end too.
Okay, cool. If this doesn't take, then we may have to redo it.
Okay.
I wanted to do it on Zoom because Zoom has better video quality than Google.
Yeah, I'm noticing that already.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry. Let me stop shaking here. Welcome to the show, Mr. Mattingly. How are you doing today?
I'm doing as good as I can be, I guess.
Okay. So this morning I have going to be making an affogato, and that's the drink of choice this morning. How about you yourself, sir?
We're drinking just black French roast coffee out of Darth Vader's helmet here.
Nice. And I'm going to put a little bit of a mocha cloud on the top of it. So, Mr. Mattingly, tell me, what is your drink of poison here when it comes to coffeeology?
Pretty much any coffee works for me. The blacker the better. I don't like adding any of the sugar or creamer to my coffee because then it just tastes like I'm cheating on coffee.
Nice. Did you ever work for a coffee company, or when did you, and if not, when did you start drinking coffee?
No, I never worked for a coffee company, and didn't start drinking until around 2008 when I met my wife. She was an avid coffee drinker, and she slowly got me into the habit, and I haven't been able to break it since.
Nice. I would say my absolute favorite drink would be a Greg Nog latte. Greg Nog. So this was inspired by I think it was early December, and I was out of it. I was just driving to work, and I had to stop. I said, "This is not cutting it. I'm going crazy." So I pulled into a Starbucks on route, and I ordered a grande eggnog latte. And I pull up the coffee cup, and it says grande GR eggnog latte, and I read Greg Nog latte.
Perfect.
I didn't give them my name, and I thought, they know who I am.
Nice.
And so that's my favorite story I tell students, but that's probably my ultimate go-to holiday drink. But I drink it all different ways, right? So usually it's black, but on special occasions like this,
yeah,
that's what we have. So tell me about, I know that you have quite a coffee cup collection here.
Yeah, actually, the coffee cup collection is right now quarantined at campus still.
Oh.
I haven't been back to campus since spring break started. So all of my very large coffee mugs are sitting on my desk, just waiting for me to come back.
I was almost expecting the huge one, the mega one for this.
Oh yeah, no, the art department, the middle school kids, they made me a giant one that one of my kids could probably fit in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, that would be a nice one. I've always thought about Scotch guarding it and actually pouring coffee in there to see how well it takes. I guess this would be a perfect time. I should head into campus and try to pick that up.
Have a earthen quality to it,
Yeah.
So tell me, what type of how have you adjusted to the digital online learning?
Oh man, I don't even know. Before the whole ordeal, I always thought that, no, I'm already setting my stuff up for online just in case I have to go digital for any reason ever down the road. And then the whole thing happened. And I'm finding out very quickly that I don't have near the amount of resources converted to some sort of digital format. It's all stuck up in my brain, and it's a really different thing when you try to be a hands-on teacher and you can't actually be physically present with your hands to do anything. So
Yeah, I know that's a thing that we both have in common. We're I think a little bit kinesthetic in the classroom, and it's very much so exploratory learning, and it's so much harder doing it through a digital medium.
yeah, I don't have the problem with watching my kids eat while I'm teaching, though, since the quarantine happened. In fact, the problem I'm having now is I hear them eat all too
Mm.
much. I don't think they understand what steel on porcelain sounds like through a microphone. So
And we just had that. I wonder if that's what inspired the article. I just see it popping up on social media. Does it annoy you when you hear the sound of somebody eating? And why is why is this coming in? But maybe it's because
yeah,
we're eating during meetings.
yeah, I think that's the case for sure.
That's interesting. So, uh, one of the things that I've always respected about you is your compliance to the rules, dress code enforcement in the halls, and making sure students aren't propping up the door. Do you miss that?
Well, I want to just say thank you for reading that line directly off my resume. I'm an excellent rules complier. Um, I miss enforcing the rules and keeping everyone safe? No, but I would rather be there doing that and seeing, 700 kids a day than here seeing 70 a week. So it it's weird, when you're a teacher, you're supposed to be out there teaching, and I'm out there to see, my students and to interact with everyone that I interact with on a daily basis. And it feels like a part of you is not complete anymore when you can't do that.
Right. Do you have you thought about making little cutouts of students and just say, "Hey, get in dress code"?
I did tell my daughter Kaylee the other day to get into dress code. She came downstairs wearing some kind of shirt that looks like it's straight out of the 90s, and then she had a pair of pants on and a pair of shorts on over that. So I did tell her to go change her outfit, but I didn't say dress code. So I guess the habit might be gone, and we'll see how. Yeah, no, maybe I'll start yelling at my kids on Google Meets or something like that for our meetings to get into dress code.
Nice. Now, I have a cat and dog, and so they're fighting like cats and dogs.
Yeah.
I guess because we're inside, they spend so much more time with each other, and so I want to take them through anti-bullying mediation, where I put them in the corner, and get them to to share why they're doing. They listen just as well as the students do, so
Right.
they just go back at it the very next day. So
One thing you might want to try, if you want your cat to calm down, if your cat's instigating, get a glass of warm water and stick their tail in it.
really,
They'll go find a quiet little spot to lick their tail for the next 2 hours until it dries out, and then you don't have to worry about the cat for a couple hours. I
that's,
haven't tried that before. Disclaimer.
I'll have to try that. That's
Can't do it to a student though. Oh, that
oh
would be
man,
low.
they also don't have tails. They
Well, they wouldn't fit in a cup either, so we just have to, get a hose or something like that. And
exactly. And speaking about cats, there's mine right up there.
yeah, I see. I see them.
There we go. Yeah, that's his little perch. That's where he enjoys hanging out.
Is it my time to be on camera? Oh, I've got to clean.
Exactly. Just like kids in class. I've been in middle school for too long. Okay. So my favorite middle school story is I'm there. I think it's my first year teaching. I'm in Hong Kong, and I'm in mid sentence, and a student goes, I'm bleeding, and his finger is just covered in blood. And I go, what happened? And he turns and he says, she cut me, and she's holding up a pair of scissors. I'm befluxing. I had no idea what to say. I said, why did you do that? She goes, he stuck his fingers in my scissors when I was cutting. I said, did you do that? He goes, yeah. I said, why'd you do that? He said, I don't know. He now works for I believe a financial institute. So
Really? Okay.
he's very successful.
Well, good. I guess he made his mistakes big and early and
Exactly.
grew from there.
So tell me, what are some of the you talked about some of the strategies you've adopted. What is probably the biggest frustration now that we're online?
I mean, there are frustrations. Nothing's a big insurmountable thing going on. I would say having to teach from home while also having another teacher that lives in the house, trying to do her teaching from home while simultaneously having 3 kids under 5 running around screaming, being picked up on my voiceover recordings for note sessions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it frustrating because it's really not that big of a deal, but it's something you don't normally have to worry about when you're in the classroom. The biggest thing I have to do is tell a student put away your cell phone or something like that. Here it's, Kaylee, why did you hit Lexi with the Legos? Oh, okay. And go from there.
So you're having trouble with your colleagues then?
Yeah, well, they're colleagues
I
now.
think it's called coworkers, right? Oh goodness. So you have 3 kids and they're all under 5.
Yeah.
Are they in school?
My eldest is 4. She's pre-K. She goes, she sees her teacher 3 or 4 times a week for like story time and just random pre-K stuff. I'm not too keen on it, but she knows what a stop sign, she knows how many sides it has, and she calls it an octagon every time we see it. So
Nice.
yeah. Kaylee, she's 3. She's not in school, just the school of life. And Link will be 1 in a month. And he does so many things I don't think we have enough time to talk about all the stuff he's doing, from walking and signing to sleeping through the night, all that good stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, it's incredible for all the I guess when parents are going to see this and other students, it's just incredible that a house full of both educators and students, and you're able to adjust. I mean, that's just a testament to yourself and all the other people out there that are kind of in the same situation.
Yeah.
One of the questions that's just it's on my mind is, do you think that things are ever going to feel normal again, or what is the new normal?
Good question. I like that, because I was thinking just a day or two ago about has anything like this happened in my lifetime? And I was thinking about my juniors in particular, and then I look back to when I was a junior in high school, at this exact age as the juniors are now, is when the planes hit the towers. And I remember thinking back those weeks and months following, what's going on in the world? What's happening? Is my dad going to get deployed? Is all this kind of stuff going to go on? And it didn't take long, and life went back to pretty close to normal. I mean, we have increased security at the airports, and we have extra government agencies to spy and stuff, but for the most part, life kept going. So, I probably a little cynically think everything's going to just go back to normal here in 1 to 2 years at the onset. That's the time frame that I've been reading about, is we've got vaccine time out there and everything like that. But eventually life will go back to normal. We might have some lasting side effect of this kind of a thing, but for the most part, we're all going to be able to go back to the shopping marts and see people in groups again, and we'll look behind us and go like, hey, that was a pretty big deal. Well, we're past it.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool insight. I too was a junior in high school when 9/11 happened. Yeah, it was a huge thing.
Yeah, I was taking a math test when the TVs. You remember Channel 1 News? Did you go to high school here in Albuquerque?
No, I was in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Did you guys have Channel 1 News that came on in the classroom?
We did have
Okay.
We had
Yeah,
that big huge
two
clunky TV
TVs.
that's
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
corner. Yeah.
Our tube TV came on in the middle of our math test, and basically were showing us the smoke from the towers and everything. I had math first period, so 8 a.m. our time, 10 o'clock New York time. And they're sitting there, like the TV just automatically came on and they were announcing this, this attack. And our teacher went up and turned off the TV and said, "All right, guys, back to work." Yeah.
Wow.
Weird math didn't get ruined for me after that day. But yeah, we
Yeah.
tried through and then we, after that, we got more announcements and got brought up to speed on what was going on. But yeah, that was a really weird day.
I was living in Pennsylvania, and 40 minutes driving time from where the fourth one landed, but
Oh,
um, crashed. Not landed.
yeah.
So we lived in about 2.5 hours north of DC, and about 3 hours, I guess it's west of New York City. So I kind of felt surrounded by all the things that.
I bet.
But I was in there in an English class, and the student comes running in out of breath, late to school, like she always is. But today, it was fortunate. Turn on the TVs, and so because they were big block lessons, we had like maybe about an hour and a half, maybe it felt like about 2-hour lessons every other day. We're sitting there and watched the first one fall and then the second one fall, and saw the second one hit, live stream. It was traumatic,
Yeah.
but nothing, it was as big of an event that was, it didn't shut down schools. It didn't, it didn't shut down, the world. It shut
No, yeah. It
our,
shut down our world for a little bit, but yeah, no, the different scaling for sure.
exactly. It's interesting, it's interesting how, you're never quite sure, all the different things that are interconnected until you go through a moment like this.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, with most of the countries have stopped schools, have closed down businesses, and so, and as strange as it seems, you kind of feel a little bit connected to more people, even though you're not connected. You kind of feel like the whole world is kind of going through a similar type of experience together.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see greater cooperation. We can only hope.
We can only hope, yeah.
So final question. What is something you'd love to say to your students? Any words of hope or words of encouragement that you would like to give this time?
I mean, I would just want to remind them all that this is something completely unprecedented before. None of their parents have gone through this or their grandparents have gone through this. We are doing our best on our end, and the only thing we can ask from you is for you to do your best and just communicate with us, because this is a big deal. And for a lot of your teachers, for most of your teachers, we all lived through recent trauma, like we were talking about back in 9/11. And so we understand what it's like to be at this age or around this age or even older and have a traumatic event going on. So we can imagine that you're experiencing a little bit of it too, being secluded from your friends and being away from your teachers. It has an impact on you. Whether or not you know it does or think it does, it definitely has an impact on you. So just remember, we're all here for you guys. We want you to have as good an experience as you can with, this terrible experience. So just let us know if there's anything extra we can do to help you out.
Exactly. And I think that it goes without saying, but we would so much rather be, in school. We would so much rather be,
Absolutely.
face to face. And
Get me away from my kids. What was that?
No,
Sorry.
those are great perspectives. So for all that are out there watching, different format today, but we want you to know that we care for you. We're here for you, and if there's anything that we can do, don't hesitate to reach out, and we will do our best to accommodate in this new environment. So, Mr. Mattingly, thank you for joining.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me, Greg. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. One last sip.
One.
Have a blessed day.
You as well. Thank you.